Marcus Aurelius was exceptional, not just as a ruler, but as a philosopher, deeply committed to the well-being of his people and to his own growth as a human being. Known as one of the 5 good emperors, he balanced the responsibilities of leading an empire with his devotion to Stoic philosophy, a philosophy that guided him in both life and leadership. Despite the demands of his role, he made time to reflect and write a series of personal works known today as the Meditations. In these writings, he shares timeless insights on how to live a fulfilling and purposeful life. In this video, we'll explore some of the most impactful lessons from the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius. But before we dive in, I encourage you to stick around until the end. If you're here, it's because you want to grow, and these final 5 insights are particularly transformative. However, to fully appreciate them, it's essential to follow the journey from the beginning, as each insight builds on the previous one. Let's begin. Number 1. Build your own character. Marcus Aurelius emphasized that the mind has no needs beyond those it invents for itself. In our materialistic society, we are surrounded by advertisements and media that constantly tell us what we need to buy and how much happier we could be if we had more. This pursuit of material happiness is a path that ultimately leads to dissatisfaction. No matter what we acquire, there will always be something else to desire, something bigger, faster, or more luxurious. And when we rely on external things for our happiness, we surrender control over it. The reality is that material possessions are never truly ours. They can be taken away at any moment, and if we base our self-worth on them, we risk losing our sense of identity if they're gone. Instead of chasing wealth and possessions, Marcus encourages us to focus on something much more enduring: our character. Unlike external items, our character is the one possession that truly defines us and cannot be stripped away. It guides how we live, how we respond to challenges, and how we impact those around us. By cultivating a character that is compassionate, sincere, and diligent, we invest in the most lasting form of wealth. Our character is what remains with us through every hardship and triumph, shaping not only our own lives, but leaving a legacy for those who follow. And in this pursuit, it's crucial to treat others with respect and kindness, creating connections based on values that outlast any material gain. Number 2. Don't base your happiness on others' opinions. Basing our happiness on others' opinions is an unsteady foundation, one that leaves us constantly vulnerable to changing views, likes, or comments. With billions of people in the world, it's simply impossible to please everyone. Seeking validation from social media or dating apps only reinforces a reliance on external sources that fluctuate and can disappear as quickly as they appear. Instead, the path to lasting happiness begins within. Building a strong relationship with ourselves, grounded in self-awareness and self-acceptance, is key. When we understand our worth, we're less affected by others' opinions. If someone dislikes or disagrees with us, it doesn't diminish our qualities or make us any less smart, kind, or capable. Disagreement and criticism are constants. No matter what we do, we can't control others' reactions. Marcus Aurelius and other Stoics encouraged living in harmony with one's own values and nature. This means living in the most authentic way possible, standing by our principles, speaking our minds respectfully, and not pretending to be something we're not just for approval. As French novelist André Gide wisely said, "It is better to be hated for who you are than loved for who you are not." When we live authentically, we attract relationships and opportunities that resonate with our true selves, bringing genuine and lasting happiness. Number 3. Focus on what you can control. Marcus Aurelius's wisdom highlights a timeless truth. The only things we truly control are our thoughts and actions. Everything else, external events, others' opinions, or even life's inconveniences, lies beyond our reach. So why expend energy trying to control the uncontrollable? Marcus advises us to let go of what's outside our control. likening it to simple choices. If a cucumber is bitter, throw it away. If there are thorns in the path, go around them. Focus on what you can influence, nothing more. Often, we let frustrations consume us over things we cannot change. Anger, for instance, can spur us to fight genuine injustices. However, in many everyday situations, like being stuck in traffic, anger serves no purpose. We can choose to accept the moment, listen to music, or mentally recharge, or we can choose frustration and remain tense. Either way, the traffic doesn't budge, but our experience of it can shift. By redirecting our attention away from things we can't control, such as other people's opinions or actions, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress. This focus on personal responsibility not only builds resilience, but allows us to live a more peaceful, self-directed life. Stoicism teaches that happiness lies in cultivating inner tranquility and directing our energy toward what we can influence: our reactions, choices, and growth. Number 4. Transform anger into motivation and creativity. Anger, though often viewed as destructive, can be a powerful force for positive change if channeled correctly. When anger overwhelms us, it clouds our judgment, making us more likely to act impulsively, often with regret. However, we can choose to transform this intense energy into motivation and creativity, a skill that begins with self-awareness. The key is to recognize our anger and understand its potential impact before it escalates. By reflecting on how anger affects our lives and relationships, we can create a pause that allows us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Instead of allowing anger to consume us, we can choose to channel it toward goals, ambitions, or projects that not only release this energy constructively, but also benefit ourselves and those around us. For example, instead of lashing out during moments of frustration, we can use that energy to fuel creative pursuits, tackle challenges, or work on projects that matter deeply to us. Many artists, inventors, and activists have used anger as a catalyst for creating impactful work, turning frustration into a source of inspiration. By harnessing anger for growth and innovation, we redirect it into a force that serves, rather than harms, ourselves and our relationships. Number 5. Change your negative thoughts. Another powerful way to handle negative emotions is to reshape our thoughts. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This advice reminds us that our perspective shapes our emotional experience. Our negative emotions often arise from how we interpret events, not the events themselves. Take, for example, two friends, John and Bill, both invited to the same party. John, a social person, looks forward to the gathering as an opportunity to connect with others and have a good time. Bill, however, feels anxious. He worries he'll feel awkward or out of place. Though they face the same situation, their differing thoughts produce completely different emotional reactions. This example shows that anxiety, worry, and even anger can be rooted not in reality, but in our perception of reality. When we recognize this, we can empower ourselves to change our emotional response by changing how we think. By challenging and adjusting our negative assumptions, we can cultivate more realistic and positive perspectives. This practice enables us to take control of our minds, rather than letting our emotions control us. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future content that will guide you on this journey of self-improvement and resilience. Number 6. Be prepared for challenges, be ready for anything, and bounce back from challenges. Marcus Aurelius offers us a powerful metaphor for life. Living well is more like wrestling than dancing. This comparison suggests that life isn't a choreographed performance, but rather an unpredictable struggle, requiring us to stay vigilant and adapt swiftly to challenges. To live well, we must be resilient, able to stand our ground against life's obstacles without being easily thrown off balance. Resilience is key to happiness. Successful people approach difficulties with a mindset that embraces change, finding opportunities even in setbacks. They see life's challenges not as barriers, but as stepping stones for growth. This adaptability and positive outlook keep them moving forward despite fears or resistance. Marcus Aurelius also reminds us of the steady passage of time, urging us to see life from a broader, more hopeful perspective. In moments of struggle, remember that this too shall pass. Like time, challenges flow forward, and with resilience, we can flow right along with them. Number 7. Be extremely grateful for what you have. Marcus Aurelius encourages us to recognize and appreciate the virtues we possess, reminding us how much we'd miss them if they were gone. Often, we overlook the positives in our lives and focus on what's missing, losing sight of the blessings we have right now. By imagining our lives without the people and situations that enrich them, we cultivate a deep sense of gratitude. This simple exercise shifts our focus from lack to abundance, helping us see life's simple pleasures, being alive, sharing love, enjoying friendships with renewed appreciation. Practicing gratitude not only feels good, but also boosts our happiness, allowing us to savor each moment and find contentment in the present. Number 8. Be tolerant and avoid judgment. Marcus Aurelius teaches that we are all interconnected and interdependent, emphasizing that a meaningful life involves helping or bearing with each other, not isolating ourselves. He encourages us to look at others with empathy, which allows us to soften our judgments and expectations. This perspective reminds us that while we can offer guidance and share knowledge, we should avoid imposing our own expectations on others. We are responsible only for our actions and responses, not for others' choices or outcomes. Trying to change others to fit our preferences will likely lead to frustration, whereas focusing on our own growth fosters peace and resilience. By accepting people as they are, we cultivate patience and deepen our connections. Number 9. Finding peace within yourself. Marcus Aurelius believed that he didn't escape from anxiety. He discarded it, recognizing that it was rooted in his own perceptions, not in external events. This powerful insight reminds us that our experiences of the world are shaped within our minds through our interpretations and emotional responses. Our emotions play a central role in coloring how we view life's events, but we have the power to shape these responses by recognizing that everything we go through is, in essence, an inner experience. By managing our emotions and perceptions, we gain greater control over our sense of well-being and happiness. In cultivating this awareness, we learn that happiness is less about external circumstances and more about mastering our inner responses. And number 10, live in the present and be aware of your mortality. Marcus Aurelius reminds us not to pretend that we have 1,000 years to live, urging us instead to be good while we are alive and able. Death is an ever-present reality, and he encourages us to focus on what is essential and meaningful, rather than getting caught up in trivial pursuits. Many people live as if they are immortal, postponing their dreams and desires for the future. Aurelius's main lesson here is clear. We must value the precious time we have and start living our lives now. Often, we tell ourselves we'll start something tomorrow, whether it's exercising, pursuing a career, or writing a book, but tomorrow can be a deceptive promise. It's one of the most dangerous words in the English language because it can lead to inaction and regret. So, stop living for tomorrow and start living for today. Thank you for watching. If you found value in this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support means a lot.